Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Robbie, you good? All right, we'll go ahead and get started with questions for Coach. Doug, lead us off, please. If you want.
After going down to 1-0, how pleased were you with the team's fight and ability to overcome all the distractions that could have been there today?
Yeah, I cannot be more proud of the team. The mentality is something that we talk a lot, training sessions, message in the film, and I cannot be more proud of my team that tonight they show heart, they show passion, they show intelligence, good football, but also good mentality. As you said, it is not easy to start the game. Actually, I think we start very well the game, and then probably in a kind of casual play, we concede the first goal, and then coming back, we start with some nervousness, but then we came back with 3 goals in the first half. And even in the second half, because it is not easy again, a PK, for us always PKs, when they kick Shande, it's not a PK. For us, it's always a PK. So we concede that PK is 3-2, and that moment is also a moment of pressure. And we were able to handle that, and then coming back in the game with 2 more goals, and we close out the game.
Gonzalo, you said during the week that you would prepare for Messi. At what point did you find out he wouldn't play? Did that change anything last minute for you in terms of tactics? And then just describe how important these 3 players are, that Saba, Xande Silva, and Muyamba, that they all played really well today.
Well, I checked your Twitter account to know that he wasn't coming, and the pizza and the tomatoes on the pizza and all that. But honestly, we were planning, like I told the players, yes, it is Messi, it is Jordi Alba, it is Farias, Busquets, Tata Martino. I mean, Joseph coming back to the bench. I mean, a lot of things that go out there in the atmosphere, and everything seems to be about Inter Miami, about Messi, about all that. And I told them we have to turn that down to it's about us. It's about Atlanta United. So in that sense, I told them we have to play our way. We won't modify a thing because it's Messi, because it's Inter Miami. We'll play our way. Of course, little adjustments on how we press. We expected a backline of 3. So it was last minute kind of looking at their lineup and seeing that they were resting Christoph, and then they were not doing the backline of 5. So we know very well how to play against back fours, and we just in 2 minutes we told them the specifics. But overall, the message is the same: is pressing aggressively, trying to be intentional in how we press, and then being intentional when we regain the ball and we have possession. So I was very pleased with the execution of everything from the team, and I'm very pleased.
And the play of Silva, Muyamba, and Saba comes on, his first touch is an assist. So how important have these players been?
Very impactful. I've been saying this since a couple of games ago in press conference. Kudos to the front office and the scouts. I think Carlos, they've been doing a great job. I think I've been witnessing this process since data, since the process filtering the best players in each position, different continents, scouting in different continents, and also looking at the personal aspect of them, their culture, how they behave as human beings, how they are in the locker room. So we are asking questions to people that we know, and then the final stage of picking the right player out of the best 3, best 4, and then making it happen. So it's a lot of process that now we are enjoying many good players, good human beings, and good leaders. And I think that's a good combination for signings, and they're impactful. So in the last part of the season, it's good to have that.
Doug, Danelle, Franco. Doug, go ahead.
Did you use Messi not being here as a bit of motivation for the players in the locker room?
No.
No, kind of, they think they can win without Messi. You're going to show them kind of a...
I mean, you never know what could have happened if Messi was on the field. Of course, they would have been probably better, but I think that the mentality of the team was such as that I think we still could have gotten a good result with Messi. I feel that way. I don't know. I feel that the mentality, the football, the ideas were there, and I was very confident.
Danelle?
Coach, talk about how well Caleb Wiley played tonight.
Caleb Wiley, well, I would say everyone. We were just talking briefly in the coaching staff just now, and we were talking about everyone had a tremendous game. You go Caleb Wiley, Abram in those 1v1 situations, Miles Robinson committing and dribbling almost 60, 70 yards, and then the defensive aspects of that. Brooks Lennon had a tremendous game, another high record for him individually, 4 goals, 10 assists, is the best in his career. Very happy for him. I mean, Brad, some good saves, managing, controlling the tempo, very composed, good leader. As a team, I think we did great. 7 assists in 1 game is a big achievement for the franchise. And then Thiago having 15 assists, is the number 1 in terms of assists in one single season. So very happy with all of them. But Shande, but Gigi, but Edwin, Mosquera, Sava, Ajani, the way he came in, Miguel. Everyone. Tristan had a tremendous game. So when you start to remember those names, you start to think about all the good actions they had tonight. So it would be very unfair for me just to highlight one, because it was a team effort. It was a very good performance by everyone, individually and collectively.
Joe, Jarrett, and Bronco will come back to you. We skipped, unfortunately. Joe, go ahead.
Gonzalo, congratulations on the win tonight. You talked about the players and what they've added to the team. When you get this kind of win, when you're kind of pouring the goals on at the end in front of 70,000 people, does that potentially give you just a springboard to go forward through the rest of the season?
What do you mean? Like,
just in terms of the confidence of the players and how they feel when they take on the pitch on this big pitch in this big stadium?
I mean, yes, it give us probably tell us that we are heading in the right direction. I would say that. Now, the job is not done at all. Like, we are still not in the top 4. Still, we are not for sure in playoffs. I mean, there are still many things to do. Some teams have couple games ahead of us, so we still need to catch up in a few. Tonight we're going to enjoy for sure, because it's been a fantastic night for us, for the fans, for our families, for the staff, and today we are going to enjoy. Tomorrow we all be preparing for DC, the players recovering, training, us as a staff preparing for DC United away, but of course it's telling us that the team is going in the right direction.
Jarrett?
Coach, you're playing against a team tonight in Miami that likes to control the game with the ball the way you do. How happy were you with the way the team was chasing that 4th goal to put the game away, but not getting overextended and putting themselves in too much danger?
Yes, it's a very good point, yours, because we've been discussing with the team, with the players always. Once we get a little bit of an advantage in the game, what's the best way to sustain that advantage and get the 3 points actually, because Dallas, we were winning 2-1 and then they equalized on us, and Cincinnati, we're winning 1-0 and then we lost the game. So we've been talking about those things, and of course the clean sheet mentality. Today we didn't achieve it, of course, but for me they were too casual, the goals, the chances. I don't think they create enough chances like we did. But I think the team was very solid defensively as well. But at the same time, we're always talking about the best way to get that, to sustain the advantage is to increase it. We're winning 2-1, the best way is 3-1. Now we're 3-1, what's the best way? 4-1, that's the best way to make sure that we get the 3 points. So it has to be a balance of enough attacking-minded situations, but the same countermeasures to make sure we are not open in transition.
Bronco in the back here on the right, Coach.
Gonzalo, Franco Penizo, Miami Total Football in South Florida, and Bola Vipa in Argentina. Back here. 2 questions in one. At least 4 of the 5 goals come from crosses from the wings. Is that just what the game gave you, or was that something you guys studied and analyzed against Inter Miami? And the second one, kind of going into that, is you were criticized a good bit in the Inter Miami Atlanta game in the Leagues Cup for the execution of the play, the tactics. What did you tweak going into this one to adjust the team's game plan?
Well, it was part of the game plan that the whole staff put together for the players. I think it was something that, of course, is the video analyst Mac and Jose, they've been scouting with Rob Inter Miami. It's our coaches also doing the job. We've been emphasizing those type of movements on the flank. The first goal, a good overlap from Brooks Lennon on Edwin Mosquera. We've been working a lot of that. Shande Silva 1v1 is always a good deal for us. Then Sava crossing from those areas in transition. We've been working a lot in transition. So many things from what we have been training in the last days pay off tonight. The same with the movement inside the box, I think was pretty good. We always emphasize certain areas, depends on where is the crossing come. And I think the players execute very well what they've been training. But it was not anything really specific about Inter Miami. It was also the way we want to attack.
Sid?
Gonzalo, I forget what goal it was, but it was all three DPs that combined on the goal. I forget which one it was. But, I mean, you talked about the DPs earlier and just the job the scouting department has done, both Carlos has done and the staff have done to attract those players. I mean, that has to give the excitement in these next few matches before the playoffs that these are guys that can step up. So how do you keep this momentum going with the three of them?
Yes, again, I think it's normal that in MLS, when you have three DPs, you want them to produce. And I think tonight, the three of them were very good in different phases. Probably actually Yaku and Thiago were not very active in the final third in terms of, creating many chances, but they were very good in many other aspects of the game. Then Saba came when the game was a bit more open and put the quality from the flank. But it's good to see that. I just talk about the signings and how good they've been, how impactful. But it is, again, is the maturity of those players and how they can integrate quickly enough to make sure that they can impact, because we knew they were good players. It was, for me, how quickly we can integrate them into the system to get that cohesion that you can see on the field. With that said, I think they still can be way better. There are moments where Shamde, Thiago, Gigi, Sava, Edwin, Tristan, in the attacking end, plus Caleb and Brooks from the flanks, they can have even better actions, better interactions to create even more chances. So I think we're heading in the right direction, and I hope we can train even more on those combination plays to make sure that we are not predictable in the way we attack in the final third.
We're going to switch to Spanish. I'm asking everyone to stay here quickly, though, because Coach has not had a chance to talk to the team. So we're going to take two questions in Spanish. Coach is going to go talk to the team. Then we'll open the locker room. After Coach is gone, Tata Martino will also be speaking in. Diego in the back, go ahead.
Gonzalo, ¿cómo va? ¿Todo bien?
Todo bien, gracias.
Gonzalo, preguntarte si esta versión que vimos Atlanta United de hoy es lo más parecido a lo que vos querés que se refleje, a lo que vos trabajás todas las semanas, todos los días para que se vea esto. Y lo otro es, ¿se puede jugar mejor todavía? Porque gente hoy, recién cuando me la cruzaba, me preguntaba si se podía mejorar esta versión. Gracias.
Sí, bueno, es difícil decir si siempre esta es la mejor versión que uno quiere. Uno como entrenador tiene que tener la característica de siempre estar insatisfecho y siempre querer más. Es la única manera de seguir creciendo. Y en ese sentido creo que todavía hay muchas cosas por mejorar, que por ejemplo mantener en un partido que creo que tuvimos el control en muchas partes del partido, mantener el 0 atrás, por ejemplo, no perder las ventajas, el 3-1 nos anotan el 3-2, manejar mejor los momentos de los partidos, cuándo es poseer el balón, cuándo es atacar en transición, mejores movimientos en último tercio. Creo que hay ciertas situaciones que se pueden mejorar, por supuesto, pero creo que la versión que vimos hoy fue a un nivel muy alto y me pone muy orgulloso, porque siempre lo digo, el fútbol pertenece a los jugadores y hoy los jugadores dieron un gran espectáculo. Y una de las cosas que me pone más contento es la comunión con la afición, que hoy vinieron 70 y tantos mil personas. Se habla mucho de que vinieron a ver a Messi. Creo que normalmente este equipo produce 40.000, 50.000, 60.000. Así es que un porcentaje menor creo que vino a ver a Messi y no se decepcionó de venir a ver Atlanta United, y ojalá que esos fans nos sigan teniendo confianza para seguir viniendo al estadio, seguirnos apoyando, porque en la recta final del torneo es importante tener esa comunión con los fans y con los jugadores.
Last one, Henry.
Profe, Saba no está todavía para 90 minutos.
Saba lo estará muy pronto. Nos pareció, tuvimos parte del plan de juego, era manejar un poco a Saba. Traía una pequeña molestia él, si bien no jugó tanto en su selección, el viaje no sé qué pasó, pero traía una pequeña molestia, y la verdad es que en los entrenamientos Edwin ha estado muy bien. Creo que fue muy peligroso y parte del plan de juego era usarlo en esos momentos de carreras a la espalda. Esperábamos a Jordi Alba y creíamos que ese matchup nos podía beneficiar con la velocidad que tiene Edwin en transición. Cuando Jordi iba muy alto, esa transición Saba lo estará muy cerca. Sabemos lo que va a dar Saba y estoy seguro que muy pronto tendrá muchos más minutos, pero parte del plan de juego y el lujo que tenemos hoy en día de tener varios futbolistas en gran nivel en los costados. Hoy Tyler Wolf entra y anota otro gran gol, muy orgulloso por él también porque ha trabajado muy duro, pero tenemos 4 o 5, hoy ni siquiera ocupamos a Derrick Etienne, por ejemplo, ¿no? Entonces tenemos gente para rotar en esas posiciones y creemos que hoy fueron los indicados.
Thanks, everybody. We're gonna have Gonzalo just talk to the team quick. You can follow us over. We're not gonna open until coach is done, and Tata Martino will be coming in shortly.
Thank you, guys.
I'll come back and get you.